He said the club would draw on the 2018 surplus to cover another expected shortfall in 2019. There are some significant one-off elements to that profit result, which are tied up in the Commonwealth Games negotiations and stadium taskforce negotiations, Evans said. The Suns made money from games being played at the Gabba and in Cairns, Perth and China during last season and renegotiated the AFL deal with Stadiums Queensland in relation to Metricon Stadium that saved them close to $500,000 and gives the club the chance to use the area for community and commercial initiatives in the future. Giants CEO Dave Matthews admitted his club's result was a hiccup that allowed them to reassess what they needed to focus on in their 5-year strategic plan that kicks off in 2019. "We're making progress," Matthews said. "It's disappointing, having made 3 significant surpluses, to then have a year like we had last year." The Giants' combined revenue from AFL distributions and match receipts was $25.7 million, marginally ahead of the Brisbane Lions' $23.6 million distribution and, with match receipts removed, about $4 million more than the $19 million distribution St Kilda received in 2018. The Giants in action, including returning ruckman Shane Mumford. Credit. AAPI in comparison, Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs received about $16 million, while the more powerful clubs, Hawthorn, Collingwood, Fremantle and, surprisingly, Geelong received $11–12 million. The AFL revealed on Tuesday it distributed $307.2 million across the 18 clubs in 2018, with the ASIC figures showing the 2 expansion clubs commanding 14% of the total. Matthews defended the AFL's investment and pointed again to the value 2 extra teams contribute to the broadcast deal that attracts $418 million annually. "The annual investment the AFL makes is commensurate with the challenge we have got," Matthews said. "We're still a young club. We're not far out of startup phase, and progress isn't linear." The Giants had 26,000 members in 2018, are consistent finalists and have solid commercial sponsorship, although they still face an uphill battle attracting crowds when they play against poorly performing teams at Spotless Stadium. They are also anticipating receiving more than $45 million combined in AFL distributions in 2019 and 2020, with much of that figure to cover fixed costs in football including TPP and football department payments. "The economic engine of the entire club is the performance of the football team," Matthews said. "If you're not investing appropriately in those, that is counterproductive to the overall strategy." Evans said an improvement in the Suns' performance was necessary to gain traction on the Gold Coast after 8 consecutive seasons without a finals appearance. Former Gold Coast Suns Stephen May. Credit. AAP. If you're going to establish an expansion club into a market where you intend to grow territory over time, you have to establish that is a 15 to 20-year play, Evans said. The AFL have restructured their funding model to take into account clubs' intrinsic advantages or disadvantages in securing revenue. As the team has a better run on field, you should be able to increase membership and corporate hospitality and attendance, and that it is important, as we continue to work hard on those other deals that sit behind football. The Suns have had to rebuild again off the field after losing their 2 co-captains during the trade period, with Tom Lynch joining Richmond as a free agent and Stephen May being traded to Melbourne. They appointed 2 new co-captains, Jarrard Witts and David Swallow, for 2019, with the club restructuring their TPP payments and drafting 3 players inside the top 10 at the national draft. However, they are expected to struggle once again for wins in 2019 after just 4 wins in Stuart Dew's first season as coach. The AFL, which has come under constant criticism about the investment required to establish teams in non-traditional football states, particularly with the game struggling for a range of reasons in the heartland state of Tasmania, reported a profit of $50.4 million on Tuesday. According to the AFL financial documents, AFL executives were paid $10.7 million in wages in 2018, but AFL CEO Gillon McLachlan's annual salary was not disclosed.